This is Football Friday, sponsored by Trusted Choice, Dakota Bank, South Dakota Department of Health, and South Dakota State University.
You're watching Football Friday on Dakota News Now. Woo!
All right, welcome to Football Friday. I'm glad to be back after last week's trip to Texas to watch Texas A&M and Alabama, although it's definitely football weather here. It was nicer there. I'm Mark Ovenden.
Are you sure you don't want to be in Texas? They look like they want to be in Texas right now. I'm Zach Borg. I kind of like to be in Texas right now. We got plenty of highlights tonight despite the rain and the wind.
We do. We start our coverage at Howard Wood Field in the second game of the night when top-ranked Lincoln took on the Washington Warriors, and I had several people comment tonight on, you must really love your job. And then the answer is, yes, I do. This is Lincoln's Ralph Williams would score. That makes it 7-0 right away for the Patriots, and they were just getting started. If you haven't noticed, this team is really good. Tate Schaefer to Dawson Sy, stiff arm. Touchdown Patriots, it's 14-0, and they are just getting started. Best play that didn't score, Isaac Jarofsky, a one-handed catch over the defender, didn't count because of a illegal man downfield, so they would score again. Later, Schaefer to guess who? Jarofsky. It was 49-7 at halftime. Final score 56-7. Lincoln's really good.
Also really good, the number 2 O'Gorman Knights, who are back at the MAC against Rapid City Central, looking to improve to 7-1. The Knights turn the ball over on their first drive, stop the Cobblers though, and that's when Ryland Satter finally gets going here with some nice juice on the run, and they would keep it on the ground, going to one of their other talented running backs, Maverick Jones, breaking through the hole, and he'll take it 36 yards for the first touchdown of the game. And if it ain't broke, do not fix it. On their next drive, O'Gorman gives it right back to Jones, who goes right back in the end zone for the 11-yard touchdown. Knights take care of business with a 42-7 victory.
First game at Howard Wood. One of the most intriguing games on paper. It was not intriguing. It was fun if you were a Lynx. Look at Bonwell Whitty. He's a wide receiver, but great cutback there. Makes it 7-0 right away. Ryland Carroll, their defense was really good too. Ryland with the pick, and that would set up the cool play of the night for the Lynx, who dominated on the ground, but this was nice.
Wow.
Jack Thuey to Landon Delaney.
Good
Somehow he stays in bounds down the sideline, and he is off to the races to the promised land for the touchdown. It's 14-0. And Gus Scott got to play in the backfield tonight. He was terrific. 2 touchdowns in the first half. It was all Brandon Valley, that huge offensive line, unstoppable, 34-6.
Up north to Dana-Day Dykehouse Stadium in Brookings, where the Bobcats hosted number 4 Harrisburg in the first quarter. The Tigers strike first on the road. Josiah Hines with a 14-yard touchdown run through the hole that gives Harrisburg the early 7-0 lead into the checkerboard. A little later on, the Tigers block a punt that gives them great field position, and Max Carlson takes the snap and takes it in for a 3-yard score. Harrisburg taking a 14-0 advantage. Move ahead down to the second quarter. Tigers on the march once again. This time they go to the air, and it's Sam Knuth finding Braden Feldy. They have a lot of good targets at Harrisburg. That made it 20-0. They had about that times 3 more and wins 61-0. Final score in that one. Let's take a look at some more scores in 11 AAA. There's your Lincoln score, your Brandon Valley Jefferson score, your O'Gorman score, and again Harrisburg. Big wins for all the 11 AAA teams.
Now the game of the night was just south of town, a rematch of the 11 AA title game, and our Cooper Seamer was there in the raindrops.
Yeah, Mark, this has become a great rivalry in recent years with plenty at stake whenever they play. The Pierre Governors going after a 7th straight title in Tea to take on the Talon Titans. Just wanted to show you how much it was raining tonight. Felt like a grocery store mister out there. But no big deal for Brenner Conrad going on the quarterback draw, and he goes 25 yards in for the score. That puts them up 6-0 there. The Govs would strike back, though, quick. Cade Kaiser keeps it himself. He finds 42 yards of green turf, and that is going to lead him to the score here. Pierre leads by 1. Titans hanging tough, though. Watch as Keegan Dion gets the counter here, makes a couple of cuts, and he turns up the field. He gets a little bit of help with some blocks, 62 yards, and he's in here for 6. T-Area takes back the lead. It's 12-7, but Pierre would lock down on defense from here. Trey Lewis gets in the backfield. Nice, big open field tackle in the backfield. and Pierre does enough. They win 26-18 over Tea area.
Great game there. All right, the 11 AA scores. Yankton also wins 31-21, and Watertown over Spearfish. Up next, more 11-man highlights, including a rivalry game, West Central and Lennox. That is next.
Welcome back to Football Friday, sponsored by Trusted Choice, Dakota Bank, South Dakota Department of Health, and South Dakota State University.
And welcome back to Football Friday and more 11-man highlights. We start out west in 11A, where the top-ranked Dell Rapids Couriers played at St. Thomas More. Second quarter, it's already 24-7 Couriers when Sutton Williams gets the handoff and he plows through a tackler. That is a 4-yard score, and they add to the lead at this point. Third quarter, Lee Negebauer picked off. Jack Henry, our athlete of the week, returns at 25 yards.
Good defensive back,
near
too.
midfield. He's just a really good athlete. And then Henry buys some time, buys more time, and heaves it. And Cole Lusig for the touchdown. Dell Rapids stays undefeated with a 42-15 victory.
Out to Lennox, where the potent Oriole offense tried to outscore the tough West Central defense in a battle of ranked teams like those military appreciation uniforms. Rainy night this was, and it was perfect for the Trojan ground game, which got shut out by Winter. They weren't getting shut out tonight. Chet Sarda barreling in for the touchdown. 6-0 West Central. Then it's Jesse Jost's turn for the Trojans. He runs over a defender and plows through the raindrops to make it 12-0. Miserable weather to play in, and the Trojan defense made it miserable for Lennox's offense. 4th and 43, you do not have many plays for that.
Oh, my.
And Sarda sacks Boston Katzer. Trojans roll and get back on the winning track.
5th and 62.
36-6. Yeah, not many plays for that.
All right, another cross-state game saw the Bronx of Belle Fourche make the trip all the way out from out west to Bob Young Field. And this was when I walked in. Didn't even get a chance to get my camera set up, but I thought I'd roll anyway, and look what I got on the first play. Cole Snyder did all the work himself for the touchdown. Now, this time it's a little bit shorter, and I was a little crisper on the video because I wasn't even focused on that first touchdown. Johnny Skyberg turns on the Jets. Down the sidelines he goes for the touchdown. It's now 14-0 in the first quarter, and then we go the other direction and watch Jensen Pixler barrel into the end zone. He scored before that ball came loose, and he gets on the highlights tonight. 42-6 in favor of the Chargers. They're playing pretty good football right now. Let's go to your scoreboard and see again. Dell Rapids, West Central, Canton won at Custer 55-23, and Sioux Falls Christian wins 42-6.
On to Class 11B and highlights from Volga, where the second-ranked Cossacks hosted the Flandreau Flyers. Sioux Valley with a big lead early in the second quarter. Flandreau trying to get on the board before halftime. Little trick play here. It fools no one. Mitchell Guff-Miller with the great interception to give the Cossacks the ball back. They will turn around and they will do this. Bowden Schiller will keep it. Find plenty of green grass after breaking a couple of tackles. 58 yards for the house call. It was 40-0 at halftime. Sioux Valley. It's been a while since we've seen them on the highlights. It's been kind of far out of our reach.
Nice scoreboard.
Yeah, very nice score. They've really done a nice job renovating that facility. Schiller again in the third quarter, doing it all himself for a 10-yard score. Sioux Valley looking very good in 11B.
Those guys weren't muddier.
47-7. Maybe it wasn't as rainy up there. You never know. Let's take a look at some more 11B scores. No shock with Winter. They end up winning 50-0. Hot Springs big over Hill City. EPJ 35-6 over Bridgewater, Emory Ethan, and Dual with a shutout of Redfield.
Lots of 9-man highlights are next, including a rare afternoon game at Platte Geddes with Canistota in town.
Maybe a little upset too.
Maybe.
Welcome back to Football Friday, sponsored by Trusted Choice, Dakota Bank, South Dakota Department of Health, and South Dakota State University.
To the 9-man ranks and the last week of the regular season. They start playoffs next Thursday. The Howard Tigers wrapped up their regular season with Jovi Wolf and his Chester Flyers in town tonight. First quarter, Howard in the rain. Handoff goes to Carson Feldhaus, and he runs and puts on a big hit, scores the touchdown. It's 8-0. After an interception, it's going to be Tayden Hoyer. Goes up the middle, 26 yards untouched, and it's 14-0. We talked about Jovi. Great player. Takes the quick pass from Lake Walden. Off he goes. Beautiful moves. Scores the 15-yard touchdown. It's 14-7. But Howard takes over after that. Hoyer again. Couple of tacklers miss. Boom with a hit. He's into the end zone, 21-7 at that point, and Howard rolls to a 46-13 victory.
Pair of ranked teams from different classes meeting at Wilkinson Field in Smet, where the Bulldogs hosted number 2 and 9B, hosting Elkton Lake Benton, number 5 and 9AA. Defense name of the game, Elks pin back in their territory. Looks like Smet's Trace Van Riggenmorter gets the safety, but no, they say no, so coaches thought it was. Next play, they do end up getting the safety as Grant Wilkinson leads the way, and they get the 2-0 lead, the always rare 2-0 lead.
Score.
Yeah. However, the Elks would respond in the second quarter. Blake DeVries with a tough 6-yard touchdown run at 6-2. Still kind of a baseball score. Here's the defense for the Elks showing up in a big way. Tanner Dreetz with a big pick in the end zone, and boy, that proves key because look at this score, a bizarre one. 12-2, a very fitting score for a night like this one. Taking a look at more scores from 9AA. There's your Howard score, your Elkton score. Parkston, Hamlin, and Wall all had byes.
To Platte, where the second-ranked Hawks of Canistota played an afternoon game against the Black Panthers first quarter. After a Platte Geddes fumble recovery, it's Jai Bailey with a quarterback sneak for the touchdown. 8-0 in favor of the home team. Second quarter, Canistota with the win now. Levi Schroeder gets the handoff and takes it in from 18 yards out.
Good job hanging on.
And it's 8-6 in the rain. Next drive for the Panthers. Parker Bailey gets through the line and all the way down to the 1-yard line, 24-yard run. They punch it in to take a 16-6 halftime lead. Third quarter, Schroeder for the score. Gets it close, but that's as close as it would get. Platte would score the remaining points and win it 28-14, and Ilo Vanderboom is sweeping the streets in heaven. Didn't know what I was talking about there, did you? All right. Ilo had a street sweep here in Platte. He's a great guy. It's been a great season for the Cubs of Alcester Hudson. Cordell Wright was on hand tonight to see if they could complete an undefeated season. Cordell?
That's right, Mark. The unbeaten Cubs have been fun to watch all season. And despite the weather, they kept it going tonight in Irene. Opening drive, it's going to be in a run up the middle to Jose Topet Lopez, who shows he can not only use a stiff arm to create some separation, he's got some horsepower too. He outruns the defender for 6. 2 drives later, this may look like the exact same highlight, but I promise it's not. It's Topet Lopez again. He makes the defender miss this time. More green grass in front of him. This is actually going to turn into his third touchdown of the game. Sideline says his nickname's Tubby. He needs a new nickname after showing off his wheels. Alcester also has other guys that can score. This time, it's quarterback Mateo Kleinhaus, who keeps it himself, outruns the defense, picks up 6. And they really did run all over Irene-Wakonda tonight. 30-point lead still in the first quarter. This one goes to Will Holloway. He's going to be patient behind his blockers here. Gets to the goal line. He stretches out there, gets the 6 points. Alcester Hudson heads into the playoffs with an unbeaten record after a 52-0 victory.
Taking a look at some more scores from Class 9A. Number 1, Warner shutting out Northwestern. Be a great matchup for volleyball. Canistota again, that upset loss. Phillip with a shutout of White River. Alcester Hudson, your shutout win. Harding County Bison had the week off. Taking a look at 9B, Fulton with a close win over Leola Frederick. There's your very weird Alcester Hudson to Smet score. Avon, 8-point win over Woolsey Weston. Of course, Stickney with a shutout of Sully Buttes, if I can say it. And Harriet Selby, big over
And actually,
Britton
that's Elkton Lake Benton, not Alcester Hudson. I don't know who typed that in there. It might have been me. But anyway, and last but not least, absolutely not last but least, it's the Beef Bowl. Zach was there and has the highlights next.
Welcome back to Football Friday, sponsored by Trusted Choice, Dakota Bank, South Dakota Department of Health, and South Dakota State University.
And welcome back to our final segment and the big game of the year in Iowa, the Beef Bowl in Rock Rapids, and you were there.
Yeah, maybe any class for that matter. And to make for even more drama, both West Lyon and Central Lyon George Little Rock came in with perfect 7-0 records. So this was for the district title. Lions go on an 8-minute opening drive. This was their first pass attempt.
Oh, wow.
Didn't go well. Carter Vermeer tipped it to himself. Incredible interception. No score after 1. Second quarter, look at Bryce Childress spin out of a sack.
What?
Throws it up. And then look at Isaiah Johnson rip away the interception for Central Lyon. But the Lions couldn't do anything with it despite their fans going nuts. So they've got a punt. Wildcat lineman Nolan Baker gets a hand on it for the block. Corey Sirk, now he recovers it. He should have tried to run with it, though, because they couldn't do anything at it despite getting it to 22. So we're scoreless at half. Third quarter, Central Lyon methodically marches downfield like that first drive in the first half. This time, Reese Vanderzee plows in on a 4-yard run. That'd be the difference in the game. Hard fought, 7-0 Central Lyon victory. Hopefully we'll see them in the Unidome. Other scores, Akron Westfield with a shutout, Western Christian over Unity Christian, Denison Schleswig 2-point win, Sioux Center, MOC Floyd Valley win. Moving on, more scores, Cherokee, North Union, Spencer, Hinton, Spirit Lake, Okoboji
Let's go to the Minnesota scores real quick. You got Pipestone, Adrian Ellsworth, Minneota, Edgerton, Fairmont, and there's your other winners. Have a great weekend, everybody.